Hi everyone, it's Doreen. This video is going to be about which is the right paper trimmer for me. I have bought several paper trimmers throughout the years, and I'm just really interested in what other people are using and what do they think is the best paper trimmer. So I'm going to get started and show you what I have, and I'd really like for people to comment and let me know what they think of their paper trimmer or what they think is the best paper trimmer. So let me get started with the very first paper trimmer that I ever owned, and it is this one. And this is by Craft, and I believe I bought this maybe, I don't even know, 5, 6, 7, 8, might even be 8 years ago. And I liked it because it had the swing out arm that went all the way up to 15 inches, even though when I originally bought my first paper trimmer, it was for making cards, because that's all I did was make my own cards. And I wasn't into scrapbooking or mini albums or anything like that. So I thought this will work for me. Now, the thing that I found that I didn't like about it is the measurements are so tiny that you need a magnifying glass to see them. And I actually even wrote at the top here about some of the measurements because it was real difficult for me to see this. But it was the one that I used for many, many years. So that was my first one, and like I said, it's by Craft. So then I decided I need a better paper trimmer. And I decided to go the route of Fiskars. I knew they made great scissors because I'm a seamstress and I used to work in a fabric store, and I knew that Fiskars makes really good scissors. So when I saw that they made a paper trimmer, I thought, I'm going to get a paper trimmer. Well, I got this big, gigantic one that looks like this. Okay, what I don't like about it now, and probably didn't like about it then, but it was better than what I had, was it's huge. It takes up half the table. So it was very awkward to use, and if I had to use it, I had to use it on my dining room table. So that was one of the drawbacks. But one of the things that I liked about it was it also came with blades that you could put inside here for deco edge and so forth. And I liked the fact that it had the handle that came out and went down. But as I said before, it's gigantic. It's just way too big for me. So I kept this one for several years, a year or two, used it, and then I decided I'm going to get a smaller one since I was only making cards. So Fiskars makes this really small one. Now, the thing about this one is it's too small. And it doesn't have the swing out arm, so if I did want to measure something that was over like a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, it was very difficult. And also, once again, the numbers are too tiny and I can't see them that well. So I was glad that I didn't pay that much for this, and I got it for half off. So I thought, okay, I'll keep this one, and I'll use this one, and I'll use the big one, and if I have to, I'll go back to my trusty Craft one. So then I decided, no, this is not going to work for me. This is way too small. So I purchased another Fiskars one. And I purchased this one. Okay, I thought, it's Fiskars. It's the right size. It does have a swing out arm 15. I can see the numbers, which is great. So this was the one I used for quite a while. The problem with this one was, however, that after a while of cutting, it started giving me a jagged edge on the edge of my paper. Okay, that normally means I need to change the blade. So I bought some extra blades and made a few cuts. They still were cutting with a jagged edge. So I thought maybe I just got a bum blade. So I went and got another blade and tried it. Same thing. My edges were roughed and they were uneven. So I decided, okay, Fiskars now makes a better brand. So I'm going to put this one away and I'm going to try to get another Fiskars one, but a better Fiskars. And I went to my local craft store and or scrapbooking store, and I was standing there looking at the punches, and I had this confused look on my face as well as frustrated look, because I have gone through so many paper trimmers without finding one that I really like. And the owner of the store asked me, was I looking for a really good paper trimmer? And I told her yes, and she said she used to use the Fiskars as well, and she found out along the way that the Fiskars one does all of a sudden give you a jagged edge even after replacing the blade several times. So she said she knew about a new one that was out, and this one was by Tonic. So I thought, okay, I'm game. I'm willing to try anything. So I bought it. Now this one, I love this one. It's great. It has a swing out arm at the top as well as a swing out arm at the bottom. But the problem with this one is, and then actually I can see the numbers. But the problem I had with this one, believe it or not, this is my third one of these, is that it's very sensitive with the arms. And the other two I dropped. And when I dropped them, the arms up here at the top broke off. And it broke off at the bottom as well on the other two. And now this is my third one, and once again I dropped it. So I guess I'm a klutz because I keep dropping them. And this time it broke both of them. So if I have to measure out anything that's a 12 by 12 sheet of paper that I need to do 11 and a half, I don't always necessarily get an even cut. What I did was I took and paper clipped it just to hold it together so I can use it. But I now know that it is time to get a new one. And also, the other thing that was a problem is that my local scrapbooking store has gone out of business, so I can't get any extra blades. I have to try to get them on the internet. So I thought, okay, now what do I do? Do I go back to the Provocraft one? Or do I go back to the big gigantic Fiskars one? Do I go to the medium-sized Fiskars one and hope that I get a good set of blades? Well, in watching Kathy from Paper Phenomenon and Laura from Following the Paper Trail, I noticed that they both use this Fiskars Premium Cut line trimmer, and they both think it's the greatest. So since I had a coupon from Michael's, I decided I'm going to give this one a try. So we're going to see what happens when I use this one. So that's it. That's my history of the paper cutters or paper trimmers. So just leave me a comment and let me know what it is that you use and what you like about it. I'm determined to find the perfect one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.